Hello and welcome back to the channel. Here we are again with a new video update of my Star Wars collection, and man, is it special this time. You see, when you are in this sport of collecting action figures, you know that there are figures from the same franchise and that are in the same scale, but are made by different companies. And not only that, the quality of these figures is different, and yeah, so is the price. Now, for most of us who are collecting 6-inch Star Wars figures, the Black Series ones that Hasbro makes are the most affordable ones. They also give us the most range of characters, and it's not even a competition when regarding those other companies. But from time to time, those other companies do make some Star Wars characters. And when they do, they usually make a hell of a good job. And one of those companies is Medicom toy from Japan with their MAFEX line of 6-inch action figures. This line had its ups and downs back in the day when they started, but in time they managed to solve their quality control issues. And today their figures are considered as one of the best amongst collectors. Now for me, I was never in a position to get any of their figures. None of my local stores or online stores that are available to me are getting MAFEX figures. And eBay prices are, as always, insane. I wasn't even familiar with any of online stores from Japan. And my usual experience with international online stores was that usually they don't ship to my country. The closest that I got to a MAFEX figure was actually a knockoff from AliExpress, and it was this Deadpool. And it's a great knockoff, by the way, but that was it. So when a few years ago I saw Robo's review of MAFEX The Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett on the Fush channel, my jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. I mean, compared to the Black Series version of the same character, at the time, this Japanese import looked unbelievable. The MAFEX one looked like a sculpted piece of art in comparison. Now, mind you, all of these action figures that are made for adult collectors are like pieces of art to me. But this MAFEX figure was superior in just all ways. The sculpt, the paint, articulation, I mean, all of it. And having in mind all that I said, I was like, man, I will never be able to have this figure in my collection. The price is too high and its availability is completely out of my reach. So fast forward to today, and now I'm a smarter man. And not smarter in a sense of spending my money on non-essential things like action figures, but smarter in a sense that my knowledge of my options for online shopping is now much better. For example, now I know about an online store from Japan called AmiAmi, and that store, to my pleasant surprise, actually ships to my country. And they get all of the MAFEX figures, as far as I know, and sell them for retail prices. Now, shipping to Croatia is around $10, and the import charges, of course, depend on the price of each figure. And so sometime at the beginning of 2022, I saw somewhere that MAFEX is re-releasing both of their Boba Fett versions, The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And I decided to go for it. And so now I actually have my first MAFEX. The Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett from MAFEX. And why did I decide to get this specific version and not the other one? Well, it's because for me, I feel like Hasbro did a great job with their version of Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Although it's a deluxe set, but it does come with a lot of stuff and the sculpt is good enough, so yeah. But I feel like most of us can agree that their version of Empire Boba Fett is not that good. It didn't age so well, and this is just my opinion, of course. I mean, not only that it's an older figure from one of the first waves of the Black series, but I was also never able to get the original one. I do have a bootleg version instead, but that is why I decided now to get this MAFEX one. And I'm so happy that I have this guy now in my collection. I mean, the sculpt is beautiful, proportions are on point, and the paint is amazing. And we can open up this box just to have a better look on how this guy looks. And right off the top, when you get this guy out of the box, you have this little piece on the back of this tray that is not attached to anything, but what it is, and what I really love with these MAFEX figures, is that you get this little like certificate that's just, you know, a piece of paper, but it says that it's a certifying genuine product of Medicom toy. And there is even a code which you can scan with your mobile phone, and then it, I guess, leads you to an online site where you get the confirmation that this figure that you have is actually genuine, that it's not a bootleg. So that's kind of a nice little touch that Medicom toy makes with their figures. And the other thing that I feel like is just a great addition to each figure that you get with from this MAFEX line is that you actually get a MAFEX stand. And of course you have to assemble it, but it's really easy, and it's the thing that these are actually the stands that I'm using for all of my posing videos. You see them in all of my posing videos, and although there's a great range of all other choices that you can get online, all the others different kinds of posing and flight stands, I feel like for the money this is actually a great flight stand. And it's amazing that we get this kind of stand with each MAFEX figure, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, this is my first MAFEX, but I saw a lot of online reviews. And so when you look at the tray, so here we have the figure with the accessories, but the thing is that there are not that many accessories in this package, but that really doesn't bother me. We have the figure, we have his two weapons, and 3 interchangeable hands. So we have the open hand, fist, and a pointing hand that's actually like a trigger holding hand. And I mean, the jetpack is on the back, and as far as I know from the reviews that I saw, the jetpack on MAFEX version is not detachable. But I mean, for me that's not the issue. I will never have Boba Fett, especially Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, without his jetpack on his back. So that's not an issue for me. Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, the paint, everything, this figure looks, as I said, like a small sculpted piece of art for me. And I'm so happy that I was able to get this guy. I'm sure that I'll have a lot of fun posing this guy, and I can't wait to make that posing video for you guys. I really feel like it's great that these companies like Hasbro, Bandai, Medicom are re-releasing some of their most wanted figures, and so they make it possible for a lot of collectors who maybe missed out on them at first, that now they can get them. And I mean, their most desirable figures are not cheap. When you look on the secondary market like eBay, they can go for around few hundreds of dollars. But now with these re-releases, they are actually making it possible for us guys to get these figures for their retail prices. So yeah, I'm really happy that I was able to get this figure, a figure that initially I thought that I will never be able to get. And you see, in my collection I love to mix all of these 6-inch action figures from all of these different companies. And so now this MAFEX Boba Fett is my definitive Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. And the other one that Hasbro made in their Black Series line from Return of the Jedi, that's my definitive Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. And as far as other Boba Fett figures go, now we are waiting for that SH Figure Arts Boba Fett with throne that should come out sometime at the beginning of 2023. But until then, MAFEX, The Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett is now part of my collection, and you know that I like to share my excitement with all of you guys. So yeah, that's it. Now, all I wanted to do at the end is ask you guys, do you have this figure? Or the other one from Return of the Jedi, do you have any MAFEX figures at all? What do you think about them? What do you think about MAFEX quality? Do you have any QC issues with your figure? And what do you think about their prices and the quality in general of these MAFEX figures in compared to the ones that Hasbro gives us? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.